weighing in fights and films.
Hi, welcome to Weighing In Fights and Films. I'm Jenny Rose. I'm here with my cousin and co-host,
Brett the Threat.
And today we are going to review the documentary Bigger, Stronger, Faster. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. I kept calling it the wrong thing. Bigger, faster. There was something else I kept calling it.
Bigger, longer, uncut.
That's something else.
That's
South Park. Bigger, Stronger, Faster is by Chris Bell. And it follows, he kind of goes in about his usage, his brother's usage, there's 3 of them, and their experiences with steroids, anabolic steroids, and performance enhancers and stuff like that.
He goes through a little bit of the history as well.
He
talks to some celebrities like former Olympic athletes and Arnold Schwarzenegger and people like that.
Right. People known for doing anabolics.
Yeah.
And
professional wrestlers, lots of those guys.
Right. And kind of the influence that these characters had on society and on the general public, their fans, and what steroid use meant to their fans. Like finding out that this image they've created wasn't real. Right. Which I kind of argue with, because even though anabolic steroids help get you there, they don't do all the work for you. Right. You know? So
they give you the edge.
They give you.
You still have to hit the home run.
You still have to hit the ball. They don't help with your accuracy on that. And then, like, you know, John Jones, all these MMA fighters that have gotten caught with PEDs. Okay, yeah, they may help you recover faster and get stronger and everything, but they didn't teach you how to kick. Yeah. They didn't teach you how to throw on a rear naked choke. Yeah. You know.
They didn't teach you how to take a punch to the face.
Right. They don't help with that. Yeah.
All the same.
Right. So, what'd you think of this documentary?
I thought it was pretty good. I like that he talked to Carl Lewis, the former
track, right?
The track guy in the Olympics. I think it was 84, 88. I can't remember when it was. But it was against Brian Johnson, I believe it was. That who actually won. Found out he was caught with steroids. So then they gave the gold to Carl Lewis. And then in the interview, he talks about how he also was on a steroid, but it wasn't illegal at the time. So, like, everyone was on steroids.
Everyone is. That's why,
the Diaz brothers were right. Yeah. They're all on fucking steroids.
Right.
They're on steroids.
That's the big thing when they were talking about Lance Armstrong and what a disgrace. It's like, honey, you got to go back about 20 racers in that race before you get someone that's clean. Yeah. This is just...
I like what Bill Burr said. Our best steroid guy beat all of your best steroid guys.
And that's pretty much how it is, you know? Yeah. Any sport. And then I know we talked about with fighters being caught, because there's been a couple that have been caught recently even. And you asked me, would they, you know, how can you not know you're doing this stuff, you know, because of their excuses they gave.
Yeah, they're just trying to weasel out of it.
Well, no, but I've worked with athletes, and I've been in the environment with athletes, and some of these athletes, they'll take whatever coach gives them.
So this is stupid. Why would you do that?
They want to win.
So they know, so that implies that they know.
The pressure and drive to win is so great that they will do whatever it takes. And then, I mean, if you're doing an injectable, okay, you know you're doing something if you're injecting. But, I mean, some of these, but some of these oral ones, some people take them, they don't know they're performance enhancers. I mean, there's certain things you can get caught with that you wouldn't even know. Like, there's a limit on caffeine. You can have too much caffeine in your system and be technically caught as under performance enhancing, breaking a rule there.
What I thought was most interesting and opened my eyes, especially in this documentary, was that, like, there's no long-term study done on steroids, so we don't know. Like, everyone claims all these things that steroids do to you, like they give you the smaller penis, they destroy your liver and whatever else, but there's no actual proof of any of this.
Well, a lot of it has been propaganda, just like they kind of done the scare tactics like they've done with weed, you know?
Yeah. And there is roid rage. I have seen that. That's real.
Well, no.
And the back knee.
No. Well, it's a hormone. It's changing in a hormone flux, which causes that. But the roid rage, I don't believe it's recognized by the DSM as a technical psychological
side
label. But the thing is it's like alcohol. If you're an asshole on steroids, you're just going to be a bigger asshole. You're not, you know, it's...
I better never go on steroids then. Yeah. I'll be a huge asshole. When do I get to show my props?
Oh, yeah. So... You may be wondering why I'm so vocal and going off on tangents and all this, but I used to do figure competitions, and I was this is from an early competition, in Ironman magazine. That's from one of my first years of figure competing. I got much better by my 3rd year, and I actually got to national level stages as well. So
then she decided to kick ass.
Well, yeah, I decided to get out because it did become more of a question of how many performance enhancers do you want to do, you know? Yeah. And I chose, you know what, I'm going to go over here now. So,
Well, when you're competing against other people who are on steroids, you really can't. What chance do you have? Because they're like blah blah.
Well, and see, and that's where I feel like
you get like a normal bodybuilder.
MMA and all that, I don't really mind an athlete being on steroids. Where I do mind is that the one that doesn't want to be on steroids then doesn't really have a choice. Like
the early days of MMA when everyone was on steroids, and if you weren't, man, you're gonna get your ass kicked.
Right. So it's kind of like, okay, if you want it, you got to be all in or all out on this. You can't have it half and half unless it's full disclosure and you're going against somebody who's taking. Mm-hmm. Because if someone wants to do that, and there are safe ways to do it and under doctor's supervision, and I don't want to completely vilify steroids because there's a lot of good ones out there people don't know. Birth control is a steroid, cortisone injections are steroids. There's a lot out there that are helpful.
Are peanut butter cups steroids?
Only to you.
Only to me. Okay.
Yeah.
I do grow when I eat them. Wow, this movie really.
Well, because I've researched
got you going.
I've researched steroids, and as a trainer and as a former bodybuilder and now as a fighter, I've got to have these answers ready. So yeah.
So what'd you weigh in on the movie?
I gave it 5 punches.
Wow. Really?
I liked it. Because it also,
5.
it was made in 2008, and you can tell it's made in 2008, but I like the way the guy approached it. He approached it from both sides of the issue. He shows people who talk pro-steroid and people who talk against steroid. He did go on both sides of the line on this one. He didn't go...
That is true.
Yeah. He showed kind of how they're vilified, but also kind of how they're played down. So I liked the even balance to this documentary. And I think it's a good one for people to watch when they have questions about performance enhancers to maybe go further into your research. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I weighed in at 3 punches. This is definitely a decision win. It was a good movie. I learned a lot from it, but I didn't really have much of an emotional investment to it. I mean, he went into his family a little bit, and I kind of locked in on that a little bit more. But yeah, it was still a good movie, very informative. And if you want to learn about, if you don't know anything about steroids, this is a good place to start.
Mhm. Yeah. So that's how we weighed in on Bigger, Stronger, Faster.
Support her MMA fight career by buy one of her t-shirts.
And you can support this podcast Weighing In Fights and Films by buying a t-shirt. Link for both of those is below. And also make sure you check out our other videos.
And like, comment, and subscribe.